love your focus on choice. And the other thing that came up when you were talking is, how do you know? How do you, this sort of this knowing part? Some part of me knows something, right or wrong to other people, but some part, but my knowing function. No, I know that hurt. No, I know that felt good. No, I know I'm enjoying myself. No, I know this tastes good or not. That seems so fundamental, but when I was a youngster, because I lived in a violent home, meaning I always say my father used fists and belts to express his rage, and then my mother was in denial. That meant that, what are you talking about? I don't see anything, even if she was there. So that was how she say witnessed that. What, why you're getting upset, even with that would be the kind of things that she would have. And then I reacted in various different ways. I was scared a lot, which people called shy, and I believed I was shy.
Mm.
Isn't that amazing? I would walk
Mm.
around in my 30s saying I'm just a shy person. I wasn't. I was
Oh,
just scared.
yeah.
It's very different because I'm not inherently shy. I'm just scared. So that's not a very accurate interpretation, right? Shy is like, oh, David, that's okay. Scared is like, what are you scared of, right? It's a very different
Right.
experience. But I also reacted by getting stomach aches,
Mhm.
and my stomach aches would get so big sometimes that my parents would have to take me to the hospital because I was
Mm.
writhing in pain, and then they
Mm.
didn't find something physiological that was wrong to create that particular pain.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm thinking of that. Well, two reasons. One is the body's capacity, because there was nothing that I could do in my family to stop the violence, but my stomach
Mm.
aches did,
Yeah.
because everything stopped. And we had to take
Right.
David to the hospital. I wasn't thinking that. I wasn't planning that.
Yeah.
But that's, if you told the movie, you would see all the violence stopping and everyone saying, "Let's take care of David. Something's wrong. Right? He needs help." Um,
Right.
but the other thing, I had stomach aches for years, more or less, and it was somewhere in my 30s. I think I was 34 because I'm remembering the person who uh, who was helping me, a man named Joe Goodbread, who was a psychologist and physicist, and he was helping me and asking me how I was feeling, and I said, something's going on in my stomach. And he said, put your hand on your stomach. And he said, what's going on? And I said, I think my stomach hurts. And he said, oh, how long that's been true? And I started weeping. He said, why are you weeping? I said, I think I've always had a stomach ache. It never went away. How
Mhm.
could I not know?
Mhm.
Like, how could you not know you have a stomach ache? Like, talk about not knowing. I
Right.
did not know.
Yeah.
Nobody saw. I just, whatever, got along with, marginalized, whatever we do, sectioned it off, put it in its own box, whatever you do. So even when it comes to something as obvious as physical pain, like how could you not know you're in physical pain?
Mhm.
I was able to, given the way I grew up, which is nothing's happening, to take the stomach aches and get along with a certain amount of stomach aches that were more or less, more or less. And then eventually doctors said I had IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. That's true.
Mhm.
And that doesn't tell the story and the power of my stomach aches, and that they have
Right.
information about it, and they still grow and get bigger and stronger or less, even in the daily life, not only because of the past. It doesn't say my stomach is an intelligent aspect, a barometer for things in my life that's intelligent. It's still trying to, like, I call that pathologize. There's still something that we could find out and fix. And yes, it would be great if you can say, don't eat this and your stomach will feel better. I will try to do that 95% of the time. Every so often I'll cheat. But still we don't know the story and the intelligence that my stomach is me.
Mhm.
Right? I'm in pain. It's not my stomach and David's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, David, I experienced that growing up too. Going, I mean, I think sometimes it was a stomach ache and then sometimes, and all subconscious, right? But a way of disrupting unhealthy patterns,
Yeah.
that were happening, trying to shift things. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Mhm.
body's intelligence sometimes shows up in things that just look like medical issues. And And then people, whoever's listening, check it out. Don't get on
Right.
the psychology. Like, go check. Maybe an antibiotic would help, or maybe I don't know. Maybe there's certain treatments that will help, and yeah, that will help relieve your suffering or care for you in a way. So I don't think it's all psychological or something like that. Don't do that. I think take care of yourself in all the different ways, and there may be a story and information and intelligence in the body's symptoms as well.
Yeah. I think, from just from a medical perspective, I mean, I agree, go to the doctor, get checked out. Trying to figure out how to shift,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a broader perspective about self-inquiry. I always say, what's most important to you? What are you most afraid of? What do you most want right now?
Mm,
Really trying to start to figure out, what is happening inside. My kids, I mean, I think they appreciate it more now, but growing up, I would say, just tell me why you're doing what you're doing. Could you ask yourself that question?
mm,
It's not as much about your choice, I just want you to know, the why. I want you to ask yourself the why.
mm,
Um, I don't want you just doing what you think you should be doing or what someone says you should be doing.
yeah,
I want you to know that you have choice. And so I think about
mm,
um, just clients that I work with, differently. I mean, my style is developed differently than yours, but what is happening for you
yeah,
in your body? What is your body saying to you?
yeah,
Really trying to get us to be more curious, because I think we're taught, growing up, like somebody else has the answer for you. Your parents have the answer, a doctor has the answer, a teacher has the answer, someone. Like,
yeah,
that's you don't feel that way. That's not what's happening for you. That's not that big a deal. You don't hurt that bad. And so for me, it's, I feel like I'm retraining clients to ask themselves questions
yeah,
instead of somebody else always telling them what their experience is.
yes.
Hmm.
It's very radical what we're talking about.